Hello and welcome here to the 17th round of the Craftsman Cup Series. The rounds are winding down until we will have ourselves our first champion in about 9 years, I believe it was. Yeah, indeed we are. We're back again here at Texas Motor Speedway, the 1.5 mile track. Now, in the previous times, the previous time that we did race here, it was a caution-free race. Let's just hope to see if we can have that caution-free race here today. Out onto the track goes Christian Martin. We didn't put that on the right camera angle. There he is. There is Christian. And he is starting to make a little slip down at the championship table, which is not what you wanted to do coming into with only just a few races to go. Yeah, brought in DB2. Now, the cars are actually using the no restrictor plates here for this qualifying session. But when we do get to the race, the cars will be using the restrictor plates. I think it was just because when they were using restrictor plates, the gap will be like 3/10 of, well, it won't be 3/10 of a second. It'll probably be like half a tenth or something like that between first to 42nd if they all had the Super Speedway package on. So for just this qualifying, it's just going to be, you know, it's just the Speedway package that they got. And for the race itself, it will be the Super Speedway package. Because we did see a lot of racing and a lot of passes for the lead the last time that we went here in that caution-free race, which was won by Nathan Hudson, who won it on the basically on the last lap pass, didn't he? Where's McCall here in car 14? And that's the first of his laps. So now he's going to do his flying lap, which would be quite a good thing to have because he is getting in the tow of Christian Martin. Martin is now down in 4th place in the championship after dominating the points lead for so many weeks, and he's just been slowly tumbling down, but he isn't out of harm's way though in terms of the championship. And there is a Noah Cars in the 44 Hot Wheels car. And he currently sits in 5th place in the championship. Currently 88 points back off the leader, Dylan Poulteat. As we saw Brandon Tedisco there, just about to be coming out on the track. Ooh, looks like there was Anthony McCreary and Wes McCall having a little bit of a moment together. Stefan Papies, there he is. Noah Hart, the winner in the most closest finish in CCS history. There he is, running all by himself, unfortunately. Cody Lammers, the winner from last week at Talladega. And hopefully, well, I was going to say hopefully that will kickstart his career, but the season's already over for Cody. He's just driving for fun, really. Behind him, you've got Sam Oskin, who's nearly flirting into the top 10. He's 13th in the points. And the Lowe's Chevrolet. Behind him is his teammate, Brandon Ross, who we thought was going to end up winning the Talladega race, but got held up by Stefan Papies and actually allowed the 33 car, just the camera view, to get the victory. Behind him is Kyle Matthews, who's feeling confident, getting the top 10 at Talladega. And then you've got this whole scrap of cars led by Jesse Turner, who actually had the pole position time here early on in the season. That's how he managed to get into the All-Star race. There's a look at Trek Torga and Dylan Young, who's actually now gone into the top 20 in points with his top 5 finish, I believe he did. And there is Ry Hayden, had a retirement. He fell down to 9th in the championship. Hopefully that's not going to affect him. And behind him is the man that comes into this championship 3rd in Talladega. As it looks like Jesse Turner is going to pull into the pit lane. They're going to hold up a couple of drivers in suit, which indeed he does. And Nathan Hudson has to allow the inside to Stephen Colon. And behind him is Nico Ketchum in the 16 car. Feeling a little bit hurt though after that hard hit he had with James Bowles. James Bowles is coming in as well, a little bit sore, but he is okay to race. Charles Sanfer, who missed out on the win. Looks like there's another car that's actually going into the pit lane because both Sanfer and McIntyre, it's Carson Gump. So now Now these two got a heck of a run and passes Stephen Colon around the outside. And goes on the inside of Nico Ketchum, does Charles. Can't do it though. Behind us, Nick Gunther. Complaining of a back injury that he suffered at Talladega. And Jeremy Tacos, who is... where is he now falling down into the points? Looking at my iPod here. He is down to 6th place after being 2nd a week ago. RJ Bishop behind him in the delivery that he took the pole position at Las Vegas. Currently, the Kellogg's car is sitting 34th at the moment as we have passed 10 minutes to go. And behind him, we've got Seth Cole. And there's the championship leader with a couple of Pontiacs behind him too. Richard Johnson and Chris Summers, who gained a place in the championship after his top 20 finish at Talladega. And Chris's qualifying has actually been very, very good recently. It's been really good. So far, the Viagra driver sitting 16th. Richard Johnson sits 25th. And Dylan Pulte, the leader, 29th. And behind him is Joshua Collard, finishing the top 10 a week ago. And he sits 23rd. Yep, 23rd place. And there is Trent Dunham, who's in the top 10, I believe. No, he's not. Apologies. Oh, that's the second time it's done that. Ry Hayden's into the pit lane. Jamie Smith here. One of 3 drivers that led the most amount of laps at Talladega. And he's back again driving the Citgo Supercard Ford for the Wood brothers. So far he is sitting in 30th place, I do believe it is. And Jesse Taylor just comes out. Behind them you've got James Qualls, feeling a little bit sore from his hard accident that Nico Ketchum hit and head on and then flipped onto Nathan Orman's car. So far, he is sitting 34th place. Matt McLean is sitting 20th, and he's just outside the top 10. Jesse Turner is sitting in 28th place at the minute. And Carson Gum out onto the track, and he is in 18th place at the minute. And there is Nathan Ormond. And he sits in 14th place then for the Hendrick Motorsports driver. So Nathan doing okay. Matt McIntyre, a winner this season. Currently 31st. And Matt, who was actually battling nearly in the top 10, but he's actually really fell down the points again. It's been kind of like a yo-yo season for Matt. Started off the season strong, had some bad races during that time, fell down to about as low he is where he is now in the points. And then he had a good spell. Yeah, oh, it looks like he's coming into the pits by the looks of it. Yep, indeed he is. So Matt comes into the pit lane, running in 32nd place. Yeah, he had a good spell that he was battling up pretty much in the top 10. But he now comes into this race 34th in the championship. Fitzwater, Michael Norman also into the pits. James Cole's putting on some new, fresh tyres. Michael Norman is sitting still in last place. Out goes Kyle Matthews, Brand Tedesco, who led some laps in the early goings of the Texas race, but then had a bit of a problem with his Ford. Oh, Cole Diva. He's also a CCS winner this season at Talladega. And so far, he has the car 42. Has currently set the slowest time, unfortunately. So Cole will probably pick things up here. Zachary Fitzwater's still in there. Now he's on for some CCS history here, as he is going for a hat trick of pole positions. And so far, unlucky for him, he's sitting 13th. So the record here of a hat trick of pole positions looks like it's not happening. Oh, out he goes again to try and do a hat trick of poles. Jessica Shelton, she's also moving in the points now. Jessica is. Where is she at the moment? 38th place. Now, a couple of drivers that we haven't seen here yet so far. There's one of them, Danny Wells, Wells Racing. And he is 2nd in the championship. But where is he in qualifying at the moment? He's 7th fastest for Danny. And ahead of him is Michael Norman. And he sits now in 13th place. 5 minutes to go into the end of qualifying. Don't have a clue who is on the pole position, which is what we'd like to see. So 10 minutes of qualifying is completed. About 5 more minutes to go. Have you seen any other drivers then? Jeremy Taco's in the pits. As Jessica Shelton, she heads out and does some more laps. Hopefully to improve on wherever she is currently sitting in at the moment. As still Joshua Collard and Trent Dunham still working together. And Chris Summers sits in 18th place. Looks like he's trying to make a move or trying to overtake the championship leader. The championship leader is 31st for now. Might do better. Wes McCall in the Conseco, he's 17th. And Brant Tedesco sitting in 6th place. And Nathan Hudson, the winner the last time at Texas, is starting on the outside front row. And James Coles, like I said, is beaten and banged up. 36th fastest though for him. So we know who's got the second fastest time. We don't know who's got the fastest time. We don't know yet. Nick Gunther battling with Seth Cole. Nick Gunther 25th and Seth is in 30th. It's not been a great season for the former champion. And the Papyrus race winner too. So not been a great season for Seth as he tries to make a pass on Nick Gunther. There's a look at Jeremy Tarkos down there in 34th place. Oh yes, Diego Espira. Haven't seen Diego in the qualifying. There he is, back in the green, the traditional green and yellow number 97. And Diego Espina has pretty much been in the top 10 during pretty much the duration of the championship. He's 7th in the points right now. He currently sits, I believe that's about 106 points behind the championship leader, Dylan Pulte, as Jeremy Tacos is just come back out. I think it looks like Diego's coming into the pits. But so far, Diego is sitting in P30, and so is his teammate Nico Ketchum. He's coming into the pit lane. Seth Cole has finally passed Nick Gunther. And there's Stephen Colon, and he sits in 3rd place. Stephen Colon sitting in 3rd position for the Melling racing driver, who's got the Kodiak livery this time for this race. Last week we saw him driving the other livery at the Cougar. Levi McIntyre 11th fastest, Charles Sanford 7th fastest. Daniel Voiles, just when you thought Kentucky would be the start of the season for him, but yeah, a little bit behind. Well, he was involved in that big crash at Talladega, but he sits on the outside of row 5 then, is Daniel, so doing okay. And Wes Cole doing another stint on there. Michael Norman into the pit lane, and yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a problem there with the pits with Diego Ospina. He's looks like he's driven over there. He's half of his car's in Chris Summers' pits. Zachary Fitzwater looks like he's getting held up behind the 28 of Jeremy Tacos, and Dylan Young on the outside of him as well. 90 seconds to go now. Now Cody Lamas trying to get help from the 3 of Brandon Ross. His time there, 27.386 is his best lap. It's about half a second slower, and I don't think he's going to improve. There's a look at Noah Hart. He has now got the slowest time, 24.545 then. So Paul Diva, we did see in last place, has improved. We'll just check then in about 2 minutes' time where he is. It'd be quite awesome to see if he managed to get the fastest time. I really don't know. I don't know who has the fastest time yet. All I do know is I've seen that Nathan Hudson has the 2nd fastest time, and I think it was... Who had the 3rd fastest time? Stephen Colon, yeah. Anyway, Michael Norman is heading out onto the track. He's only just probably, well, there's no point really. There's 23 seconds to go. So he is currently sitting in the 15th place. For the guy who's coming into this last in the championship is Brandon Ross, also tours his way into the pits and all. So qualifying is about to end right about now. There's a Nathan Orman, And 0 seconds on the clock. Let's see if Nathan can improve. No, he can't. He went nearly 6 seconds slower on his best lap, so he will stay 17th for now, unless someone beats his time, as qualifying is now ended. Mr. McCall, Jessica Shelton. There is Christian Martin. Christian sitting 11th place. Noah Cars sitting 13th. So those cars will be rules reversed when it comes to the race, when Christian will start ahead of Noah. Like I said, 0 seconds on the clock. So we will go over to the done and see there's 15 seconds to go. So we'll pause it at 13 seconds. So then, who is going to start on the pole for the 17th round of the championship? It will be Anthony McCrory, 27.271 for the Midwest Transit Central driver. And yeah, like I said, Nathan Hudson will start in the front row alongside the Chevy. Then it is an old Ford affair on the second row with Stephen Colon and Ry Hayden. Looks like that incident at Talladega last week hasn't really affected him. Then you've got all the ones basically on the third row. Trent Dunham and Brandon Tedesco. Charles Sanford and Danny Wells will make up row 4. And then completing the top 10 will be Stefan Papies and Daniel Voiles. Christian Martin, 4th in the championship, starts 11th. Levi McIntyre will start 12th. Noah Cars, 5th in the championship, will start 13th. And Matt McIntyre will start in 14th. So there you are right there. Michael Norman, last in the championship, will start 15th. Zachary Fitzwater, well, the consecutive pole positions has ended, unfortunately, for Zachary, but he will start in the outside of row 8. Nathan Norman and Rez McCall, row 9, and then in row 10 will make up of Chris Summers and Dylan Young. Jesse Turner, who was on the pole the previous time we went to Texas, who's going to start on the inside of row 11 alongside the guy that is 3rd in the championship, Carson Gum. Sam Oskin and Matt McLean will make up row 12, and then on row 13 a couple of more Chevrolet drivers with RJ Bishop and Nick Gunther. James Qualls will start 27th. Cole Deaver managed to get his car up to 28th place. He's probably out-qualified his teammate Seth Cole yet again. Yes, indeed he has. Then on row 15 is Joshua Collard, a CCS winner, and the winner from last week too in Cody Lamas. Richard Johnson, 40th in the championship. He's going to start 31st alongside Ospina, who's sitting 7th. Seth Cole and Kyle Matthews make up row 17. And then the championship leader, Dylan Poteet, starting deep in the field, 35th alongside Jamie Smith. Jeremy Taco, 6th in the championship, 37th. Trek Toga, 38th. Brandon Ross, I think that's the second time in a row he's qualified, 39th for Nico Ketchum. And on the final row, Jessica Shelton and Noah Hart. So realistically, the fastest time to the slowest time is roughly about just over 2.5 tenths. That's how close it is there. So that is the end of qualifying. Congratulations then to Anthony McCrory on getting the pole position. Now we're going to put the Super Speedway package in these cars, but can Anthony McCrory hold out and make it a 17th different winner in the 17 races of the CCS? I'm just going to have to find out tomorrow. Thank you again for watching. Give this race a like. I'll put the Discord group link somewhere in the description. I don't know if I'll put it in. I'll probably forget it anyway. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow for the race itself.